look great this afternoon. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phillies Stats of Videocast. This here recap this afternoon spring training game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Yankees as the Phillies defeat the Yankees by a final score of 6-2. As Zach Wheeler was very, very good in this game. We have some other news to talk about. Now, guys, before we get this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So, one more game remaining of spring training as we wrap up game 27 here this afternoon at Baker Ballpark in Clearwater, Florida against New York Yankees. And this Phillies offense was very, very solid today. And we got to see a lot of the starters play, Bryce Harper being one. Andrew McCutchen also played today. Rhys Hoskins as well. So, I'm just so excited for the regular season. Can I just say that? I'm so excited for the regular season. I'm starting to get that regular season feel back, and only one more game of spring training, only one more game, and me wearing this red jersey every single day, and I have to be honest with you, I have to be frank with y'all. I am getting quite bored of wearing the same jersey every single video. I'm excited to break out the home white, the road gray, the cream, the baby blue. I'm excited to start wearing those jerseys again. It's been a little while, since like February or so. So, this whole entire month, except for like a few videos, I haven't had much. I had to wear this jersey, so I'm like forced to wear this jersey. It's been a lot of red. There's been a sea of red here on the Phillies Hot Stove VCast, so it's been a sea of red. As you jump into scoring summary, I'll start in the bottom of the third inning, and Didi Gregorius is up at the plate. Man, a lot of these recently, right? A lot of hit by pitches with the bases loaded. Didi is hit by a pitch, and Rhys Hoskins comes around to score, and the Phillies now jump ahead 1-0. This was off of former Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber, who started this game for the Yanks. He was all right. He wasn't, fantastic. He was fantastic. He wasn't setting the world on fire. He was just okay. And a little fundamental baseball here in the same inning. Gene Segura batting, and he's the second base fly to left field, and Bryce Harper comes around to score, and the Phillies now jump ahead 2-0. So I love to see that out of Gene Segura. Hitting that sac fly. You don't really get to see it too much. Some fundamental baseball, right? Some fundamental baseball. I love that. You don't really see much of it. RBI ground, sacrifice fly, moving guys over, bunting, right? You don't really see much fundamental baseball anymore. We've seen a lot out of this Philly squad in spring training. And Joe Girardi, he has a fundamental approach, unlike Gabe Kapler, right? Gabe Kapler was a total disaster. But Joe Girardi is really pushing the fundamentals, and I love to see it. It's a great sight. Then in the top of the fifth inning, Ryan Miller, he hits a sacrifice fly to right field. Clint Frazier scores, and it's now a 2-1 ball game, so the Yankees get on the board. This was off of Vince Velasquez. Zach Wheeler was out of the game at this point. Vince Velasquez did get an appearance today. He was all right. Vince Velasquez just... I think you all know how I feel about Vince Velasquez. I think I know how you all feel about Vince Velasquez. It's just, he's a disappointment. He's a total disappointment. Not a big Vinny V fan. Then in the bottom of the seventh inning, Mick Maton. This guy has had a pretty solid swing. He doubles on a sharp fly ball to center field. Matt Verling scores, and it's now 3-1 Phillies. So the Phillies get that run back in the bottom of the seventh inning. And they would not be done in inning. It's Luis Garcia, a guy that I really, really like a lot. A guy that's being pretty hyped up here in this Phillies farm system. He doubles on a sharp line drive down the right field like Mick Maton scores, and it's now a 4-1 ball game. That was kind of a dunker. And as I said before, Luis Garcia, who shares the name with the former Phillies pitcher Luis Garcia, and he shares the name there's a Luis Garcia in the Nationals as well. So I like Luis Garcia a lot. I think he's going to be a big part of this this Phillies future. I really, really do, and I like him a lot. I've heard about him for a while now, and he's hyping up a little bit, and I like to see him. He got the RBI double today, which was great. Then Bryson Scott, the Las Vegas kid, Bryce Harper's little mentor, right, as I like to say. I love this. I've talked about this before, how Bryce Harper's really, really taken Bryson Scott under his wing and showing him how it's done. They both grew up in the same area. I love that. I just love that. Two Las Vegas boys, right? Two Las Vegas boys, and like I said before, this is kind of like the, Bryce Harper, kind of being Bryson Scott's mentor. I just love that. You saw that they were hanging out, getting gas at the gas station. That was pretty funny. Bryce Harper in full uniform. I talked about that before. I really, really like that. The young guy looking up to the older veteran. Bryce Harper's 28 years old now, ladies and gentlemen. This guy's not a young kid anymore. It's amazing that he's been around this long. And this is his 10th season in the big leagues. Unbelievable. And Bryson Scott singles on a ground ball to left field. Luis Garcia scores, and the Phillies going to take a 5-1 lead. So Bryson Scott going the other way, which is even more promising. So he's had himself a pretty decent spring, despite not getting much playing time. Then Durant singles on a sharp line drive to left field. Roman Quinn scores. And it's now a 6-1 Phillies lead. Navy done scoring runs after that point. Great job offensively. It wasn't like a lot of the big boys were getting the RBIs too. It's Luis Garcia, McMahon, Bryson Scott. It wasn't Bryce Harper. It wasn't Rhys Hoskins. So I mean, I love to see these Phillies young guys. Part of our future, right? Especially guys like Bryson Scott and Luis Garcia. Third guys, I believe they have a big part of the Phillies' future. I do believe that. I firmly believe that. Then in the top of the ninth inning, Brandon Kinsler on the mound. He gives up a home run to Estrada as he homers on a fly ball to left center field. His second of the spring, and it makes it a 6-2 ball game. And the Phillies would go on to win with that score. 6-2 your final, as they wrap up the final game against the Yankees with a W, as they did pretty well against this Yankees team all spring, considering their bad play against the Toronto Blue Jays, who we play one final time tomorrow to wrap up the final game of spring training altogether. So they played pretty well against this Yankee squad. So that's going to be it. It's amazing. I mean, this spring training went by pretty quick. I mean, 28 games. Today was game 27. Tomorrow is game 28. And we are moving into the regular season on Thursday against the Atlanta Braves. And 2 years ago today was opening day 2019 when Andrew McCutchen had that leadoff home run. Rhys Hoskins, in that grand slam. That was just an unforgettable day. I'll never forget that. I couldn't even watch the game because I was at crew practice. I remember going, to the bathroom to try to check the score. What an unbelievable day that was, a day that I'll never forget. That was a great day against the Atlanta Braves, and the hype with Bryce Harper joining. I mean, that was the good old days, right back in 2019. I understand Dean's performance wasn't very good, but, a packed house at CBP and launching some homers, man, those were the days. Those were the days. I'm going to cut you out this ball game. And got a knock. I don't know really. I mean, he seems like he had some words with the umpire after a strikeout. Struck out twice. He had one of those strikeouts. He kind of had some words with the umpire. Rhys Hoskins getting a knock today. Great. I mean, great. I love to see it. I mean, Rhys Hoskins, he needs to step it up. I mean, this is a big year for him. He's not having the best of spring. I understand. I don't want to emphasize spring training at bats, but he hasn't really been there. He has not really been there, and he really needs to step it up. But how about Harpy getting the walk, going 0 for 2 with the K and the ground out. But Alec Bohm, a 2-for-2 day. Alec Bohm, this guy is just a hit machine. I always talk about how he has one of the most simple approaches I think I've ever seen out of a hitter. The guy is just pure. He's just so pure. I just love it. The guy is just so simple. He just gets the job done every weekend, and I just love to see it. Some, positive news we got out today. Brad Miller back in the lineup. He will be ready for opening day, which is just great news. Some other news. I just want to touch on it. Scott Kittinger will start the season in the minors. He will start the season in the minors. And I'm not a big fan of his contract, but I think it's a good idea. He's most likely going to be called back up to the big leagues. I mean, I hate to see his career just, just fall apart down there, and then he just doesn't go anywhere because, I really like this guy a lot. But he will start the season in the minors, and I support this decision. I mean, everyone's talking about how he had the virus, right, and that affected him, which it did. But let me just, might I add, that he was showing signs of some bad baseball in the end of 2019, nearing the end of 2019. He was not very good. If you go and look at his, latter half of 2019 numbers in the regular season, not very good. They were much better in the start of the summer 2019. Remember, how good he was? In June of 2018. I remember that against the Washington Nationals in Nats Park. I remember it was my last day of my freshman year of high school, and I remember thinking man, Scott Kittinger, man, this guy is good. I mean, but he's really, really fallen off. And you go look at 2020 spring training, you can't really emphasize spring training, and he especially can't emphasize the spring training that was ended so early, like the 2020 spring training. But he also wasn't good in that spring training. And of course, you go look at the 2020 season, the numbers just weren't there. Batting average in the 140s just cannot be ignored. That is insanely terrible. And I understand he had that one walk-off home run, but I mean it's just one walk-off home run. I mean let's keep things in check here. Michael Yunya, another guy at the Phillies bullpen, kind of like a low leverage signing. He was released by the Phillies. I believe that was yesterday or early this morning. So he is gone. Ronald Torreyes, congratulations, makes the opening day roster for the second straight year. He made it last year, and he's making it again this year. So congratulations to the big toe, Ronald Torreyes, on making that big league roster. Could have have something to do with, maybe he knows Joe Girardi, and Joe Girardi, of course, knows him back in their Yankee days, the heydays of the Yankees. As you take a look at Zach Wheeler's start, he went 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. What a way to end off the spring. I mean, for, the top horses at the, at the top, I mean, with Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler, what a great way to end off the spring. I mean, Aaron Nola had a great start. Zach Wheeler had a great start. I mean, great job. I mean, I love Wheels. Wheels is just, he's dealing. He's wheeling and dealing today. Great job. And don't be confused by Chris Wheeler, because I understand that Chris Wheeler was also called Wheels. Zach Wheeler is the new and improved Wheels, right? He's the new and improved Wheels. No disrespect to Chris Wheeler, who we keep hearing, right? At the PA announcer, tomorrow's the last day we're going to hear his voice going over those PA systems, doing the announcing at Baker Ballpark. He's done a great job. He's been doing that for a couple years now. I remember, like the first time I heard him was when he introduced Harper in 2019, his first spring training up as a Philly. That was pretty cool. And David Hale looked great out of the Phillies bullpen today. I mean, I just love David Hale. I mean, he's had himself a great spring. And if you go look at like the top guys in the Phillies bullpen, I mean, they've all had great springs. They just have. Archie Bradley, Connor Brogdon hasn't even given up an earned run all spring. Archie Bradley, he's looked great. I mean, like Brandon Kinsler, I mean, I understand you give the home run today. Big deal. It's just 1 home run. I mean, these guys have looked very, very solid. They've looked great, man. They really, really have. And I just haven't, I have nothing else, good things to say. I just really, really do. And how about Archie Bradley with that filthy changeup today? The swing, I mean, my, was that filthy. So you can look at Vince Velasquez's little appearance today. 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, the 1 was earned, and 2 Ks. And, for the guys to keep thinking that, he could pitch out of the bullpen, I always say this, and it's a thing I always like to bring up. So think about this. He gets pulled out of the 4th or 6th inning at most, right? The most he could go is like 6 innings, and that's on a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Usually it's on like 4 or 5 innings. That's because that's why he never has any wins, because he doesn't qualify for when he had to pitch at least 5 innings to get a win. And he exits the game around like 100 plus pitches, and they're like, put him in the bullpen. If he was exiting the game with like 60, 70 pitches, in the 5th inning or so, then I would say, yeah, put him in the bullpen. The reason why he can't go deep is because he's pitching. I mean, usually, if you take a look at, some of the best arms in baseball, you take a look at Max Scherzer, Jacob deGrom, Kershaw Buehler, I'm not even going to say Trevor Bauer because I think he's overrated, but, in the 8th inning, they're around 100 pitches and they're gassed. That's because, they enjoy longevity throughout the game. The amount of innings, you keep going, and the amount of pitches you throw, even up. I mean, 5 innings, with 100 plus pitches doesn't add up. It just doesn't. This doesn't add up because he's not locating. He's walking way too many people. And I don't understand if he's, throwing 60, 70 pitches. The reason why he's out of stamina is because that's it for him. I mean, that's it for a lot of pitchers. When they reach that cap, I mean, they're done. Their arm's worn out. So you can't make the Vinny V in the bullpen excuse. I've explained that so many times. You can't do it. You just can't do it. But Connor Brogdon, I'm going to say it again. Jack Fritz, friend of the pod, brought this up. I mean, the next Ryan Matson. Very, very comparable players. And Ryan Matson was a pretty decent, pitcher out of Phillies bullpen for, a few years. I mean, he was very, very decent. So I was really impressed with the Phillies, victory today over the New York Yankees. And one of the things I love is the young guys, right? And I said this before, with, Nick Naton, I mean, Luis Garcia and Bryson Scott getting the job done. Bryson Scott, that opposite field, RBI single. You love to see that, a big part of this Phillies future. I love this kid. Luis Garcia, I love to see that. I mean, I was dying for a Luis Garcia, big hit, right? I was dying for that. I'm glad we finally got to see it. I enjoy watching these young kids play, and that's one thing you can take away from spring training is that you get to watch the young guys play. So, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media link in the description section at Phillies Instagram, TikTok, Instagram, card text 267-225-3392. Email me, philliesatsuv@gmail.com. So the final game of spring training tomorrow against the Toronto Blue Jays. Probably another loss since we can never beat this Blue Jays team. As Yuke is on the mound for the Jays. He has not won or lost a game all spring. He has a 1.29 ERA, and Zach Eflin takes the mound. He is 2-0, and he is not allowed to run all spring training. Zach Eflin has been unbelievable so far this spring, and tomorrow he gets his final start. So we have Nola, Wheeler, and Eflin. Hopefully Eflin can do what Nola and Wheeler did, and hopefully we can finally beat this Jays team. It'd be nice to finish all spring training. Fortunately, we're not going to finish with a above 500 record. Nice to beat the Jays and finish off spring training. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I am Luke, and I'll talk to you later. 1 to 5 the first pitch tomorrow. Let's go Phillies. I'll see you again.